All right, picture this. It's the year 1347. You just spent 14 hours hauling mud bricks for a lord who definitely doesn't know your name. Never did, and honestly, never will. Your salary? A few pieces of bread and the vague promise that you won't get kicked out of the village this week. What do you do with that? You head straight to the tavern, obviously. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Medieval ale was nothing like that crispy cold lager you crack open at a barbecue. It was thick, murky, barely fermented grain water that smelled like a wet dog rolled around in old bread. The color was suspicious. The taste was worse. But it had just enough of a kick to make you forget that you'd probably die of something completely preventable before hitting 40. So you drank, and drank, and then drank a little more. The tavern was basically the medieval version of a dive bar, crossed with a living room, crossed with a town square, crossed with a occasional fistfight venue. No comfortable stools, just rough wooden benches. No fancy menu, just ale or wine, mate. And if you had a little extra coin, maybe some honeyed mead that absolutely wrecked you by the second cup and turned you into a philosopher by the third. The music? Someone playing a lute in the corner, probably out of tune. The food? Hard bread and something that used to be meat at some point. The atmosphere? Loud, smelly, lit only by weak, flickering candles. It was awful. It was perfect. 3 hours later, you're dancing in the middle of the tavern. You absolutely cannot dance. Nobody cares. Everyone around you is in the exact same state. Now, the morning after, you wake up on straw. Not in a bed with sheets, on straw, on the floor, possibly next to a stranger who also has no idea how they got there. The sun is absolutely destroying your face. Your head is pounding like a blacksmith has taken up personal residence inside your skull and is really going at it. Your mouth tastes like a stable. Your entire body aches in ways that make no sense, given that you were just sitting there drinking all night. And the worst part of all? There's no Advil, no Gatorade. So what did people actually do for a hangover in the Middle Ages? Great question. And the answer is deeply unsettling. Some drank more ale first thing in the morning, the classic hair of the dog, a timeless and questionable tradition. Others ate raw eel with bitter almonds, which sounds like a punishment, but was genuinely recommended by actual physicians of the time. Some medical texts suggested rubbing an herbal mixture on your forehead. Others went further and recommended things we won't detail here out of respect for your breakfast. The church, naturally, also had very strong feelings about the whole situation. Your suffering? Deserved. God was reminding you, with interest, to make better life choices. The hangover was practically a spiritual experience. So next time you're lying on your couch, groaning, isotonic drink in one hand, phone in the other ordering delivery, just remember one thing. Somewhere in the gloomy England of the 14th century, a guy named Edmund is lying in a pile of smelly hay, eating raw eel, praying to a saint that probably won't help, genuinely convinced that this time he's actually going to die. He's not going to die. Probably. He's just hungover. Same as you, just infinitely worse.